Yo, 1 2 1 2. What's a podcast? We are back. DJ Jerome Baker the third. There's Eddie. There's Abdul.
Big energy.
Jerome is smooth operator.
He's falling asleep right now.
I am very fatigued right now, man. This is.
If you've been following Jerome's Instagram page, you will know he's been everywhere twice in the past couple of days.
And this has nothing to do with that either. This is just the due diligence that I've been putting in here in Washington, D.C.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of big things on
Jerome
the horizon.
hits the ground running.
Big things I want.
Yo, listen, truthfully.
Let's talk about it.
One thing, man, shout out to Lapis here in Washington, D.C. They hosted us for our Commonwealth holiday dinner last night.
Oh, word.
Food was tremendous.
Where is Lapis?
Where is that?
It's the Old Napoleon.
Okay.
Wait, so there was a holiday dinner? I didn't get invited.
Your status in the store is real 50-50 right now, to be honest with you.
Oh, no, I'm back on top.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
No,
we
you're
talked
not.
about it.
I was there today. You weren't.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I know. I'm sorry. I guess you didn't get that email, but
I mean, there's definitely some people that will talk to you in your face. And
I'm here
about you behind your back.
I'm here to just let you know that you weren't at that meeting today. So.
Silent time, huh? Okay. All right.
We have no topics to talk about, even though it was supposedly that they were being sent over. There's no topic.
He said you sent them over to me, not everybody.
Oh,
this guy, man.
That's okay.
Sneaky group chats. You know what I'm saying?
I had just texted him before the show.
There's bad business going on over here, guys.
This is Matt Hoffa show.
Shout out to everybody who.
Shout out to Matt Hoffa.
Shout out to everybody who was at the
group text.
Sneaky group text. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky group text.
Stupid.
The sneaky single text.
Sneaky
can't
group
even
text.
have that.
Sneaky Arc'teryx activity this weekend. I heard, baby. I heard about the sneaky Arc'teryx party on Sunday. You know,
did you go to that?
Of course, I did not go. It was.
I didn't go. Did you go, Abdul?
I mean, but people weren't there and still communicated things. So, you know what I'm saying?
Damn,
it's sneaky.
Tom catching it.
No. Tom didn't catch it. It's you know what I mean. Listen, it's all good, bro.
I didn't go to it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I had people hitting me from the Arc'teryx.
What's the podcast?
What was the Arc'teryx thing about?
Like a friends and family sale, in-store sale, or some shit like that.
Everything half off in the store.
Yeah.
Big.
I went up there,
Jerome. Items.
Jerome, I went up there. They didn't have that much shit that me or you would want.
It was popping from what I heard, though. If you got there early,
yeah. If you wear a size medium, but if you wear large, extra large, it wasn't shit in there unless you want a plain black jacket.
I mean, you know, I got a child.
That shit is really expensive.
I mean, not half off. Half off.
Half off's not. It's not expensive.
You know?
Really? Because I thought even like your shells are like $4, right?
They're like the one you want is like $7.
So, but that's just a shell, or is it a winter jacket?
That's the shell. I think
shell.
I can't pay
the shell costs more than the winter jacket. I think the technology or like the waterproof, windproof shell is more than just like more technology than down.
I'll be very honest. I just don't see myself paying $350 or more for a shell.
Yeah, but it's $350 if you get the 700 on the half.
I know, but I'm saying,
and that's a hell of a jacket, though. You know,
correct. The jacket is quite fire, but you know, we'll never know. We're just gonna keep it pushing.
I mean, I don't know about we'll never know.
That's what I'm saying. The streets is talking. Nevertheless,
I got a few of them.
Eddie is Arc'teryx stout.
You better ask Tom about them. You better ask Tom about them Tom Sachs sneakers when this thing's over today too. Okay.
Oh
Tom,
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Tom can have the Tom Sachs. Them joints is trash.
You talking about the GSPs or the general purpose GPS?
So you gotta talk to Tom about it. But I said
or the other ones.
I said too
much.
Tom,
sign back in. I know you're lurking in the back. Come on.
I don't like the Tom Sachs shoes. You can have all the pairs.
You know what I'm saying? It's the best.
I'm good with the one pair I have.
Best shoe of the year?
Says who?
Easily me.
Wow, nah, dog, you bugging. That's not even top 20 of best shoe.
I mean, listen, if that's your personal choice.
How many pairs do you have?
I don't have any.
Yeah, so it's not the best shoe.
Yes, it's the best
any
shoe.
Best shoe you have to have.
That yellow,
one pair.
That yellow is the best shoe of the year. Year's not over yet, though. I could cop tomorrow. I might cop tomorrow. You never know.
That yellow is not.
Trust me, it's the best.
It's the best of the Tom Sachs, maybe.
No, it's the best shoe of the year.
It's the best of the GPS, maybe.
It's the best of this. It's the best shoe of the year, guys.
Nah. I mean, I respect your
Yeah,
opinion.
I
That's for
respectfully
you. Then it
disagree.
is what it is. It's just not the number one shoe.
You're saying
for the
that's
rest of the
better than
world.
all the Virgil shoes that came out, Jerome? That's what you're saying?
Did any Virgil shoes come out this year though? I thought they came out last year.
Nah, bro. The green
the
one
green-
came out.
the
All
green
the Louis
ones?
Vuitton
Oh,
shit came out.
All the Louis
mean,
Air Force Ones.
You know, when you see him in person, it's not that big of a deal. You know,
To me, it is.
they didn't move
But
me
when you
like
see
that.
the Tom Sachs in person, it's a big
You would
deal?
take the Tom Sachs over the
Nah, Jerome's about to flip.
Old
so
Love,
he
New
wouldn't
Love,
take-
the
I
Chicago
mean, if
ones, whatever.
if I'm wearing them every day, I'm wearing the Tom Sachs every day. Yeah, like saw the Jordans in person today. Chuck had them on. It was okay. Like
Chuck,
it
who?
wasn't Dirty Hands.
Which ones?
Come on, man.
The Jordan ones. He
Oh,
just
yeah.
he had them on. Yeah, they was okay. I was like, all right, you know. But like,
I
them
mean, a
Tom
lot of people
Sachs,
got them, but
The Tom Sachs get you revved up when you see them on
I definitely don't
Get
get.
your-
I definitely don't get
get your
revved up
blood
for anything.
boiling.
I don't get revved up off anything. You know
Shoe
what
of
I'm
the year
saying?
gets me. Shoe of the year gets me revved up. I don't know what my shoe of the year is.
I don't like.
but it's
I
not
don't-
Tom Sachs.
I'll put it to you this way: I don't have a lot of conversation on my phone about sneakers of the year. So, you know what I'm saying?
Think about it.
Me
You came up-
neither. Me neither.
You
I'm
brought
not
up a
saying
good.
you do. I'm not saying you do. All I'm saying is for me, I can plainly state that to me, that's the shoe of the year.
It's better than like all the Salehi, New Balance, and all the
Yeah.
Joe
Teddy
Fresh
Santis,
Goods.
all the Teddy Santis, New
I'll be
Balance.
honest, I've never been moved by a Joe Freshgoods sneaker. Like never. Like
Wow.
I respect it. I don't think his shoe. I don't think any of the Joe Freshgood New Balance are like
Nothing-
sneaker of the year.
nothing,
either.
nothing he's done to me is like,
I
oh
do-
my God. You know what I'm
I
saying?
do
Like,
think they're
it's-
all better than the Tom Sachs, but I don't think they're sneaker of the year.
Teddy Santis is better than Joe Freshgoods though.
Nah.
Without a doubt.
No,
I have
like-
I have both, and the Teddy
Yo.
Santis long hair suede shit is whack, dog. If it was regular New Balance suede, I'm all about it. But that long fuzzy Oscar,
But the
Grouch
models
shit, I'm
though,
gonna fuck with that.
the models that Freshgood picks, I'm just like, they're not it.
No,
I mean,
he's
compared
not
to
true
the-
either. He's
not
picking some
compared
great
990
models.
V3 is fire.
That
That
shoe
one is
that I
fire.
the one
It's
that I
fire.
the one that I had the
That's
picture
fire.
from LA will shits on anything Freshgoods has done.
Which one's that?
The one from last week, the whatever it was, the V2 or whatever. I don't know.
The Teddy
The
Santis.
990,
Nah.
Yeah.
the Salehi,
That
the
joint-
Salehi.
That joint is crack. No,
I mean,
the Teddy
again,
Santis.
I respect your choice, but it's just a poor choice. That's all.
I mean, you're not going to tell me my choice is poor.
No, I
in your
I'm
opinion,
just
that's
telling
perfectly
you,
fine.
I
Like,
respect
but
your
I've
choice.
seen those fresh
Yeah.
goods in person. They weren't it.
Which one?
For
You know
you.
what I'm saying? For anybody.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I
for
mean?
you. Only for you.
Like it's only like you see those, like you take his name off those, they don't do anything. Like you know that.
For
I don't
you.
buy. I don't
Again.
buy.
No, you didn't
I
even
don't-
hear what I said. You just said for you. Listen to what I'm saying.
You say if you
What I
take
say is
his
you take
name
his
off-
name off those, they're not doing anything.
That's not true.
That's 100% true.
No, not at all.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's not true. You put that V3 out as a GR, it's gonna sell out every
Same
time.
thing with Teddy Santis. What you think?
I
Yeah,
don't.
but
I
it's
think
not. It's. I mean, it's the same brand, but
I like the Teddy
the Joe-
Santis ones better. I just don't like the
I
material.
like
he
the Joe
uses.
Fresh Goods ones better.
I like the Joe Fresh Goods one better to own, but I like Teddy Santis colorways. I like how he's keeping it he's putting a little twist on like the classic New Balance. I'm not the biggest fan of like off-color New Balance, pink, blue. I have them, but I prefer like a gray or a navy blue, like something classic color. You know,
So that goes.
but that long ass hair suede shit is whack.
But that
though.
goes into sort of like it goes into how you feel about the shoe, right? The colorway, like
yeah.
So you know
I don't
what
give
I'm
a fuck
saying?
who designs it. Yeah.
Right. So what's the podcast episode 191? The weekend was fine. I DJ'd a lot. I don't even remember where I DJ'd.
Were you traveling this past weekend, or are you just catching up?
Oh,
on your
Virginia
photo
Beach.
bomb?
No, Virginia Beach on Saturday. We planted the seeds for something in the water. That's gonna be great.
That's going to be in Virginia Beach again, right?
Yeah, shout out to Eric from Thank You Gallery. The gallery was tremendous. It has these guys named Nurse Signs out of Jamaica. I believe they're out of Jamaica, and they have an exhibit that opened Friday in Virginia Beach. We got there Saturday, so Nurse Signs is now on display. I believe till like the beginning or middle of January. They weren't sure at the end date. But it's super, super tight, man. Like, just we'll link some of their work in the stories. That was Saturday. Did the Virginia Beach Commonwealth Party. That was fire.
You DJ'd that.
I DJ'd that. Yeah, me and his kid, Rilo. That was fun. Friday, I was at Heist. I absolutely destroyed that.
Was it busy up there?
It was the busiest night they've had in weeks.
Dope.
which I was a little surprised about, but I'll tell y'all more about that off camera because it was just very interesting, some of the conversation that I had. Thursday, I was back in society.
What's
That was
the crowd
cool.
like at Heist? What's the race mix up?
Everybody, the black people tend to show up a little bit later in the night. I've noticed, you know what I'm saying? Like 12:30 on, it's very it just gets a little darker. But I would say
This
the
guy.
the 10:15 was like the 10:15 was just like GW. I think it was GW kids last
I
weekend.
think it's all GW kids.
But it was like
for the
their
most
last
part.
weekend, so they kind of run in there early. Heist is very big on keeping the energy high, so that's a good challenge for me to be able to know when to like drop down into rap and the reggaeton stuff. So that was a super ill Friday night.
Do you switch the music up as the crowd switches up?
No, I just read the crowd overall.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they just don't want a lot of turn up. You know what I'm saying? Which is perfectly fine with me.
How do you play like hip hop at 1 a.m. and not turn up?
Drake?
That's turn up though.
Nah, you can play like Best I Ever Had, Snap Your
Okay.
Fingers. You know what I'm saying? There's joints,
For sure.
Get your some remixes off and some just
No Dolph though.
some cute combinations. It was my first time playing on the weekend. I did not lean into Dolph. I actually feel like I played Dolph in Arizona more. You know what I'm saying? Like I played Heist again last night. It was tremendous. For a Tuesday of the week of Christmas, it's a little bit slower, obviously, than what they would expect, what they would like it to be.
Yeah.
But I was able to hold the entire crowd that was there, literally there for 3 hours.
Dope.
So like I said, like the people showed up at 11. It was 2, and there's still a good amount of people in there.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guys Larry Incognito and Roland Castro from Commonwealth, who pretty much hung out with me the whole night. Like got there
That's
probably
sick.
about 11:30, and Roland actually left after I did. So
Damn.
that was my man was in a good place. He
Hey,
was
I'm
in a
not
good
mad at
place.
Sipping.
And we had a good Commonwealth holiday dinner at Lapis, which I mentioned earlier. Shout out to my guy Omar, who's been the owner with his family for 15, 16 years now. They're actually
Omar was there too?
No, not that Omar. It's a different Omar.
Omar
No, I know
Popal.
OQ.
No, it's not even him too. Omar Popal, who owns
Oh, I see.
Lapis.
You're talking about the Lapis spot.
Yeah, but Omar Landeros was at Heist as well. So that was cool to see those guys have a positive interaction. As they should be, of
Got
course.
to, yeah. We're all adults.
We're all adults, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. They're gonna turn that. So if you've been to Lapis before, when you
I've been
walk
there.
downstairs
I've
and
never
make a
been there.
right,
I don't even know what spot this is. Where is
It's
it?
the old what did Jerome used to what you used to play,
Napoleon.
Jerome? At Napoleon.
Oh, okay. All
so
right.
so if you go to the right, they have a lounge. It's like a library set up
Downstairs.
downstairs.
Where you
yeah.
used to DJ at Napoleon.
No. So when I used to DJ, you make a left to go in there.
Okay.
This is if you go downstairs and make a right. They're
Is
actually
the left still open too? Something else?
It's food. It's all
Okay.
food now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're turning that into like a vinyl only bar.
Oh, they're doing that Miami shit.
They're
What's
doing
that place called?
the Dante's Hi-Fi.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he has everything. They just gotta make it work. So I hope that pops off.
Like bring your own vinyl, or they have vinyl there and you have to play what's there.
You bring your own vinyl.
Word.
Yeah,
You still
yeah,
have vinyl?
Yeah, I got some right here, right next to me.
No, I'm saying, but like enough to. Well, I guess it has to be. I mean, what era or like what year did like DJs stop buying vinyl?
They never stopped buying vinyl.
I mean, stop buying like their whole fucking set in vinyl.
I mean, it just
When the
depends on
Serato came out. What year was that?
Serato was 07, 06, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that's, it's just a different, you still have a lot of DJs who are heavy vinyl. I still buy vinyl, not as much as I should.
You buy like
But-
classic shit that you want to have.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying,
20
like
years. Let me see.
you
when
couldn't
Serato
play the
came out.
club tonight with just vinyl and like have anything like that's current or relevant.
No.
You
I
know?
mean, yeah, but the thing about it is your wait times are just longer.
Yeah.
So you can get current and relevant music, but instead of getting it in a minute, it's going to take you 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. True that.
And so it's just it's an interesting situation.
Serato came out in I think 1999. It started,
Yeah.
and actually that makes sense because I'm just now remembering Clark Kent did a Adidas forum for the 20-year anniversary of Serato, and that came out earlier this year. So Damn, motherfucker's been around for a long time.
I mean, I don't know if it was in its current form though,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
the Apple laptops of 20 years ago were still like the flavors. You know what I'm saying? So
The little
You talk
shit.
about the colored skins on
Yeah,
the back, or
orange,
whatever that shit was.
yeah. So I don't think it was just
Anybody was
Serato.
DJing with
No,
that.
I just don't think it was the Serato that we know it to be. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of
Whereas
course.
it existed in some form because obviously Clark did it, but
You talking about the Black MacBook era?
it didn't get. No, I'm talking like right before that. Power.
I'm saying, but the Black
Yeah,
MacBook era is when
yeah.
everybody was on Serato.
Yeah.
So like
I was just saying when it started. I don't
Yeah.
mean when it became an industry standard like it is
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
I don't know what year that was. I
yeah,
don't know.
maybe 05,
Yeah,
05,
maybe.
06. You know, pretty much.
That
Pretty
changed
much-
the game.
Well, pretty much
That was a
AM.
fucking game
That
changer.
shit's so smart.
AM is the one. Like, no disrespect to anybody else, but AM was the one who like changed the game.
Spearheaded that shit.
Yeah, like when AM got on Serato and he had like he had like an ill surgery and lost a bunch of weight and just started traveling the world with a laptop instead of 300 records, whatever.
Yeah.
AM just his skill set, and then other DJs obviously that were great. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody involved with that. It seems to be that there was a holiday karaoke party
Oh,
that was
man, you missed
put on
that.
by Abdul. I didn't get an invite, but it's
Of
okay.
course
no,
you
you
did.
did get an invite. You said
Man.
you were
Don't even.
out of
Let's
town.
not even.
He
Let's
said it
not
last
even go
week.
through this. Let's
No,
not.
he
even go
said it
through
last week on the
this. We're not even
podcast.
gonna.
When did I get an
indulge into
invite,
this
though?
conversation.
He said it
Okay.
last week on the
Asking my
podcast,
question,
and you were
though.
like, "I'm out of town. I ain't gonna make it."
I don't recall.
Let's not even go through down that
I don't
line
recall.
of questioning.
I feel like he even said, "I hope everybody can make it."
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, because
That's
if you're already booked, then
It's
not-
there.
you can't even
It's all
hear
there.
it.
It's all there in text.
Listen, man, our
Scroll up and
all
read
of our highlights from last week are on our Instagram post, which did really well. So,
it is?
Yeah, you didn't see the Instagram post?
Man, I haven't been on Instagram like checking as much as I used to, honestly. You're saying on the What's a Podcast Instagram?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I gotta check that out. Okay. If you're not following us, by the way, you should. If you listen to this podcast, you should go. You should go follow us on What's a Podcast IG, and share some of our, you know, what I'm saying, our posts and our episodes with your friends and your loved ones. Subscribe, rate, and comment, please. And
We had actually, as a result of our new media, we had over 12,000 downloads this week.
Damn.
Our new media.
Yeah, like our videos and our
Okay.
and the TikTok.
We're on TikTok.
Yes.
We talked about that last week.
See what I'm saying? Y'all trying to talk to me like I didn't. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't you y'all me. Don't you y'all me.
It's on TikTok, G. I'll send you the
What's
link
our
right
name
now.
on TikTok? What's a podcast?
What's a podcast? IG.
Yeah.
We're What's a Podcast IG.
Yeah, we gotta stay consistent. We gotta stay consistent.
Okay,
with the
all
name.
right. I got it.
You know what
I
I mean?
respect it. Okay. All right. Listen, we're out here. Follow us on TikTok.
But
please.
you're talking about the karaoke party.
Oh man, so my wife has a holiday party along with her sister, whose birthday was actually on Saturday. They have an annual holiday party every year, and this year it was on Saturday. And it's always like a karaoke type of joint. But it was nice, man. We held it down at the spot Brooklyn on U Street, and kind of had the all of upstairs to ourselves and for the party. And yeah, man, karaoke was popping. We were out there.
Lit. That shit was lit.
We saw some stars. We saw some people that were not very good, and we saw some people that sucked.
But that's okay.
But, yeah, listen, everybody's an amateur.
There was also a little bit of technical difficulty.
Sure,
well,
yeah.
with
the DJ,
microphones.
the DJ could have set up a little bit better.
He had a little trouble with his laptop. He went to his home screen a couple times.
He was running on Windows 95.
Exactly.
Nah, I don't know what he was. He had some issues,
maybe.
but it was okay. It worked out, and it was a lot of fun. Eddie came through with his wife. Silent Time never came. Jerome never came. But
I was out of town DJing in Virginia Beach.
I think you were back on Saturday, though.
Is that a no?
That's a definite no.
It's not a no. You were back.
Please continue.
He's like, you didn't see the video feed.
But I also had some friends in town that also came to that, and man, overall it was a fun weekend, man.
Yeah, it was a really good night, man. That was a really good time.
We held it down there, and then I went to my first Washington Commanders game on Sunday, and
How was
it was
that?
it,
Cold.
it was fucking cold.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say. It was fucking cold, and I realized why I'm not a big American football fan. For one, as I sat there in the 27-degree weather, I thought about why the fuck I'm there. And two, I thought about why they call this sport football. It's nothing to do with feet. And I also thought about the game is really slow. Like, I'm kind of used to real football where they don't even take timeouts. It's 45 minutes. You run the whole way. Like even extra time that's given, there's really no timeouts. Like the game continues and
nonstop.
Nonstop. And in American football, there's a pause after every single play. And then, there's the timeouts, and the last 5 minutes of the game can literally sometimes go up to an hour.
Easily.
And
if the game is close, yes, that's definitely true.
And I have issues with that, man. I don't know why, but it's only like a 12-minute quarter, right? It's a 48-minute game. And it
maybe 15.
15? Okay, maybe 15.
Yeah.
But the game is just way too long, and there's just too much pausing in between plays, and I'm not a fan of that. But
a lot of it, I'm sorry, there's TV is built into the programming. So like they literally have like TV timeouts.
Sure.
So a lot of it is it's entertainment. Not to say that football of the European version isn't entertainment.
Yeah.
But the American football is just 100%. I mean, it's still real skill, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
it's a business.
The business is built into it.
Yeah.
A different way than it is in European football. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But I got there and I sat down, and the first person I saw on the screen was our guy Greg from the museum. He was on the field getting celebrated. And I missed exactly what the celebration was for and what he was getting honored for, but he was being given a check for $10,000. And I think it has to do with his work in the community. I got to check it with Greg, man, but it was beautiful to see that. They had him up on the big, the big Jumbotron and everything, and he was on the field getting honored, and it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I just walked in, and it was just dope to see my guy on the big screen as soon as I stepped into the stadium. But yeah, I don't know if I'll go back. I definitely won't go back in the wintertime. We had these club level seats, so I was able to go inside into like the club level area, which is indoors, and I caught the whole last quarter from there. Yeah, but my man who's a really big Commanders fan, he was in town and he was giving tickets by the Commanders. My man Eddie Wong, he's from here and known for being a Commanders fan, and the organization reached out and they were like, yo, pick a game and a weekend you want to come to check it out. And he decided to come in this weekend so he could hit up the holiday party with us as well. And then we went to the Commanders game the following day. And you know what, I think he might have left actually a comment or rated us on Apple iTunes. He was doing that. So yeah, man, listen, go rate, subscribe, leave a review, all that on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify and all these other platforms, and show us some love, please. But yeah, that was actually, honestly, that was my whole weekend. It was hanging out with him on Friday and then Saturday as well, and went to the holiday party, and then Sunday hung out all day. I went to Peking Gourmet Inn. Have you ever been there in VA?
That's fire.
Yeah, it is fire. That's my first
fire.
time ever going, and I had duck for the first time. You ever had duck, Rome?
Yes.
It's fire.
From this spot or from some other spot?
Some other spot. I forget where it was.
I'm not mad at it.
It's
No,
good.
it's good. It's good. Yeah.
I'm not mad at duck
No, it's
at
good.
all.
Yo, shout
Yeah.
out to our guy VNL. He's trying to save Eden Center. I don't know if you guys saw his.
Yeah,
his
I didn't
thing
know what
going
that was
on.
about. That was down the street from where we were.
I
Yo.
figured as much when you say you're
Yeah.
in VA eating that. You know what I mean? That's why. But shout out to VNL. There was a little bit of.
Are they trying to shut Eden Center down?
I think they're trying to redevelop around it, which means like the change is going to come to Eden Center sooner or later.
It's gonna
Yeah.
get
You know what I'm saying?
gentrified.
Basically, but
I mean,
they're
you
trying
you can't stop that.
Well, I just think they're trying to raise awareness to help people not let it happen so swiftly and
Yeah.
not let it happen without a proper voice. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get VNL on here soon to
Yeah, hell yeah.
explain it because he kind of posted everything like the day of. It
Yeah,
was like he posted like the survey you had to take at like 11:12 p.m. and you had to take the survey at 11:45 p.m.
Oh damn.
So it was a little difficult to like
I fumbled that one.
and it was it was like a Thursday night or something. It was or Sunday night. It was this past Sunday. It was just, I get it, man. So but shout out to your weekend. It sounds tremendous.
no, it was a good time, man. Eddie and
You know
I
what I'm
kicked
saying?
it, and
It was
we were there with friends and family and everything. Open bar situation was nice,
But you don't drink.
but I had a lot of Sprite.
True. Episode 191, the sneaky text edition.
The sneaky text edition.
I truly
Oh, and the World Cup finals. Sorry.
No. You're jumping the gun. The World Cup final was lambasted as this amazing event, the best sporting event ever. Blah blah blah. Right. However, these people are very quick because I dare you right now, if you type in the words Argentina anti-black, you're not rooting for Messi. You're not rooting for Messi. The black people in Argentina have been systematically removed from the country. Is that a team you can cheer for? Abdul.
Man, listen, this is something I've been struggling with since these two teams made their way to the finals. First of all, I don't know if you watched the game. I'm going to say no.
No, it was like, what was it, 10 o'clock Sunday
It was
morning?
10 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, we were driving back from Virginia.
Oh, so you were still in Virginia. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I said that.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said Saturday.
I was not back
Oh,
Saturday.
All right,
Sorry.
got it. All right. Amazing game. What a fucking game. I've never seen anything else like this professionally ever in my life. I mean, full of excitement. First half, Argentina knocks down 2. They go into halftime. Argentina's up 2-0. The game starts back up. Second half comes around. It's a little bit slow. France is fighting. Argentina is still knocking in, trying to get a third goal in there. 79th minute, Mbappe scores one.
Boom.
81st minute, boom, again. France scores again.
Racism is tied now, people.
Racism is tied, dog. Who's going to be the more racist of the two? That's what they're fighting for at this point.
Basically,
Well, I mean, at least France has black players.
you're
They
only
do.
black when you're playing sports.
Yeah,
I saw
well,
that.
no,
Right, but they're
no,
playing though. They're always the players are always black.
No, I'm sorry, you're only French when you're playing the game. That's what he said.
That's okay.
No, you're only French when you're winning.
Yes, that's what he said.
Because we know what happened after France lost the World Cup. The French went back to online racial abuse against multiple French black players of African descent. The racism started back up with these players who actually had nothing to do with the outcome of the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, you're only French when the black players are winning for
Well, the black
country.
players are only French when they're winning.
That's it.
Yeah.
After that, they're back to being Africans. They're back to being called all kinds of crazy
Do you
names and
think that will
racist
affect
abuse.
the team in the next World Cup? You think they might be like, "Fuck you, we're not doing it"?
No.
You
No,
don't think?
I don't think so. I mean, Africa unfortunately also has its own set of problems. Um, Kylian Mbappe, who's probably top three footballers in the world, his dad came out and talked about that. He's of Cameroonian descent.
Mm-hmm.
His dad is straight Cameroonian, and he came out and said his whole life, ever since he realized Mbappe was nice enough to probably play professionally, he's always had a dream of his son playing for Cameroon.
Yeah.
And then when it came time for him to actually be eligible to play, he said the Cameroonian team or whoever was running the squad asked him to pay to play. So,
Wow.
you know, there's a lot of corruption. This is Africa, guys.
Yeah.
This is West Africa. This is third. These are third world nations. These are
They wanted him
countries
to
that
play to be on the team.
they wanted him to pay to
Yeah.
be on the team.
Wow.
And you know, his dad was like, France didn't ask me to pay, so he ended up playing for France. And I'm not saying that all blame should not go to Africa, because they should hold some of that, but corruption exists. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And you know what? It wouldn't exist if Africa had all the resources it's rightfully entitled to that countries like France are taking away from them. You know, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. Maybe these countries would not be so poor where government officials are asking people to pay to play. As it stands, France collects over $500 billion from 14 countries in Africa.
And Haiti.
And Haiti. Actually, I don't think Haiti's in the 500 billion. I think Haiti might have its own bank account set up.
Yeah.
Right? So you are literally putting these countries under a lot of pressure, where they now have to pay you as well as keep up their country. You can't do both, man. These are very, very small countries in the relative scheme of the rest of the countries across the world. These are small nations with a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
So that hurt me when I did read that, but it doesn't
That's
mean
why
I'm going to
never going to France.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm going to give the French government a pass. And you know, somebody I know in France just through Instagram hit me back, and when I was shitting on the French government the other day, and he was like, yeah, you know, this is not cool, and this, that, and the other. And I had to be like, shut the fuck up, dog.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck out of here. This has nothing to do with the French people. My argument and beef has always been with the French government, the same way I talk shit about our American government whenever they do some fuck shit.
Yeah.
All right. This has to do with calling people out and the people in power out whenever some fuck shit happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, Argentina won the World Cup. It was amazing. But back to your question, Jerome. Who was I rooting for?
France.
No, I was actually rooting for Argentina quietly. I kind of wanted to see Messi.
You wanted to see Messi. You were rooting for Messi, not Argentina.
I was rooting for Messi, not Argentina.
Yeah, that's different.
And it's not, I mean, I felt guilty as well doing it. And then I actually went in and looked up, you know, a lot of the things we've been talking about, because I have a family member that goes to Argentina fairly often. And, you know, we were in a group chat, in a family chat, and I was, you know, I let off all the stats we've been talking about on the podcast, right? You know, Argentina was a Nazi nation, this, that, and the other. Everything we've been saying, I let it fly in the WhatsApp group chat, right?
How'd that go over?
Well, we might have been wrong on on quite a few of those facts. So South America as a whole was a big haven for freed Nazis. It wasn't necessarily just Argentina. everywhere from Uruguay to
Chile.
Chile
Yep.
to Brazil
Yeah.
and Paraguay, all these
Anywhere
places.
you see anybody you see in any country in South America that has blonde hair and blue eyes is
Yeah.
of German descent.
Yeah. And it goes Luis Suarez is one of my least favorite football players in the world, and we've talked about it in previous episodes, but he's from Uruguay. He's a fucking racist. And yeah, anyway, fuck him. But so yeah, but the mix up of Argentina is still a very racist place, but apparently a lot of Jewish people moved there, a lot of Italians moved there. So yeah, it's their makeup is mainly of Europeans. But the Nazis are all over South America, which I wasn't
right. But
I didn't know about.
Well, I feel like we did talk about that a little bit, but I feel like we were only talking about Argentina because they're in the World Cup. We weren't like single-handedly saying they were the only country in South America that had Nazis.
Okay, yeah,
I think
I was misunderstood.
Yeah,
and I mean, again, it's systematically eliminating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what happens in Uruguay or Paraguay. Like, you're in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I understand people feel conflicted because
like Argentina is like where Hitler actually went.
Like Hitler actually was there. I mean, Hitler was, you know what I mean? So
like he might have died there. Like,
so I just feel like there's a different level of racism when you're systematically eliminating people. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's
less than 1% of your population is Afro anything.
That's like Hitler's dream was to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? So while I get that sports is supposed to be a uniting front, it's clearly not. There was a lot of politics involved in this particular World Cup. You know what I'm saying?
It might be one of the only professional sports teams that ever won anything that didn't have any Afro players on it, though.
Like, how could anybody go for that team?
You know what I'm saying?
Literally, how could anybody?
Yeah.
And I'm not here to attack anybody that listens to this or who put the Argentinian
unless you're from Argentina. Like, I can understand that.
I can't because you got to speak up for injustice across the world. You know,
for sure. But I mean, I could still see that like you're rooting for your country to win an event.
Parts of Argentina are next to Brazil, which we spoke about.
For sure. And
Brazil has the second highest amount of slaves after America. Yeah. So it's like, how can you literally have I just got to keep going back to saying you systematically eliminated. You did
pretty much that whole
work.
Side of South America.
All of South America
is Afro, like Colombia, Ecuador, like Venezuela, Brazil, like all of that has like very Afro.
I'm trying to think about the Uruguay soccer team that also played in this year's World Cup and trying to remember if they actually had any black players on their team.
But Uruguay looks smaller than Texas. So
Uruguay, Paraguay, really little.
Yeah, but they're also as racist as Argentina.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I mean, again, they're next to Argentina as well as being next to. They're situated between Argentina and Brazil.
They might have been Argentina at one time.
Probably, right? But what I'm saying is looking at my daughter's globe, Uruguay looks to be about the size of North Carolina. And Paraguay is probably California and Nevada put together. So it's like they're insignificant, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, Argentina is the big dog. It looks like it's maybe the second biggest country on the continent outside of Brazil. And, to be a haven for Nazis and Nazi sort of rhetoric is just crazy. Now, I get that, again, I just said, I get that it's soccer. It's a uniting front. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to root for who they want to root for.
Right.
France is no better necessarily than Argentina. So some people may have felt conflicted or between a rock and a hard place. But, this is just me personally being like.
Right. But then you could say the same thing about like voting for America in the Olympics. You know what I mean?
In the World Cup. I mean, yeah.
In any major sporting event. You know what I mean?
I don't go for nobody in this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going for anybody that's not black.
No, I hear you, but it's also like saying like, just like the French, like how could like the dream team play basketball for America?
You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely right.
Like
I agree with you.
How can you be like a black athlete and play on the American team.
While
You know,
there's black people being murdered by cops. It's
I agree
or just
100%.
or just like
Yeah.
like just everything racist that
black
ever
people
happened to
have
Black
been
Americans. You know what I
systematically
mean?
fucked out a lot of things in this
yeah,
country.
but this Argentina thing looks a little uglier though. Like I get it.
You might
like,
be
there's-
right.
I mean,
We're
I
just,
don't.
I'm just a little bit removed from it.
I don't want to say. To me, it doesn't look uglier. I just think it's just different. But like,
So
you know?
the article, which is 9 years old, is called the one from the IBT Times. I'm not sure exactly what the organization is, but it's Blackout. So this is 10 years ago. Blackout: How Argentina eliminated Africans from its history and conscience.
God
Yeah.
damn.
And the
We
image
should post that. Let's post that on our Instagram story with a link to it.
tens of millions of Black Africans were forcibly removed from their homelands from the 16th century to the 19th century to toil on plantations and farms of the New World. This is the Middle Passage, right? Millions of these helpless Africans washed ashore in Brazil. Indeed, in the present day, roughly 1/2 of the Brazilian population trace their lineage back to Africa. But what about Brazil's neighbor, Argentina? Hundreds of thousands of Africans were brought there as well, yet the Black presence in Argentina has virtually vanished from the country's records and consciousness.
Yeah, that makes sense because
there's a lot more.
Yeah.
they went through a big dictatorship in during right after the World War II and all that stuff, which makes sense as to why they were able to open up their doors to places like German Nazis and shit like that. Yeah, we should post that. I think Messi actually follows our podcast account. We should tag him on that as well.
Mhm.
Again, man, Bella was asking me tonight. She's like, "Who you like, Messi or Ronaldo? Who you like, Messi or Neymar?" Like, what his home country has done speaks nothing.
You're
to
like,
his.
pick the one that looks the most like me. That's the one I like.
I'm just like, yo, what? You know, him as a top tier athlete of all time has nothing to do with. He had nothing to do with what his government did in 1895.
But he can
you know what I'm
speak up
saying?
about it.
Of course, but again, it's like, remember how what's that show, The Watchmen,
Mhm.
had the episode about the Tulsa massacre,
Black Wall Street. Yeah.
and people didn't even know.
Yes.
If Messi
We
speaks
just
up,
talked about that this weekend, actually, Jerome.
if Messi speaks up, there's people who are going to be like, they didn't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And you know, you might need if Messi, you know, he might be president.
Messi might
soon.
not even fucking know.
Talk to me, dog.
Yeah, I mean, he might. His whole life is soccer. He might not even
Yeah.
fucking know.
He left
so-
Argentina at the age of like 12 or some shit.
Yeah.
He moved
So-
to Spain
Yep.
You know,
and
listen,
almost actually played for the Spanish national team. They tried to get him on there
Yeah. A
Listen,
few times.
because he had been there for so long.
again, this is not a personal attack on anybody per se. You know what I mean? The World Cup game was lauded across social media as a top 5 sporting event of
I mean,
all
at the end
time.
of, yeah.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
it was incredible to watch. I think you know, every bit of controversy that Qatar had faced for hosting the World Cup was kind of forgotten. Once we like hit the quarterfinals or some shit,
Yeah.
like that round of 16, after the group stage was over, everybody stopped complaining about what, you know, Qatar had done or had not done, whether it came to, you know, allowing rainbow shirts into their stadiums or not selling alcohol, this, that, and the other. But I had friends that were there. They were like, yo, there was alcohol at bars. You know, they bought alcohol at their hotels and, you know, and all this shit. So they were still able to drink and have a good time. I think it was just certain areas around the stadium or maybe in the stadium where they weren't selling any alcohol to kind of keep, you know, and this actually came from a friend of mine who drinks and you know, is turned up quite often. And he was like, yo, him and his peoples were like, they noticed it for the first time that, yo, everything just seemed so orderly. Like, because nobody was drinking, there was no problems, there was no fighting, there was no craziness that, you know, and he goes to every World Cup, like for the last 4 or 5 World Cups. And he's like, you know, that's the one thing he noticed. And at this World Cup was there was just no violence. And he's like, you know, there's millions of people from across the world, and every other time he would be in another World Cup, there would be fighting, and you know, everybody's faded out of control, and it was just more controlled in that way at this one. So
I'm sure they don't fuck around out there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's one place I wouldn't want to get locked up. It's a motherfucking Middle East.
No doubt.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Do they treat people bad at other jails? Yeah,
Listen, they treat people. Yeah, they treat people who work for them bad.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know, all the human rights issues that they went through leading up to this World Cup, and you know, a lot of people, the thousands and thousands of migrant workers who have died trying to build these stadiums and in 150-degree weather and all this shit. They never even looked. They never even thought about them twice
At all.
Yeah. So, man.
I mean, I think obviously it was your first football game, but the more football games you go to, you see the, like, not importance, but you see the role that liquor plays in football games.
Yeah.
And it's so ugly.
Yeah.
So when I was DJing at that one season at the games, like,
you're not doing that no more, huh?
The organization made some poor decisions, so we'll stop there. But the liquor sales, I think they end liquor sales in the third quarter, maybe, because people get so turned up that they want them to drive home safe at the end of the. So at the end of the third quarter, you see
them motherfuckers out in the parking lot getting punished.
But in the third quarter, you see them, like, they'll, like, buy a beer from one vendor and then flag down another vendor, but they'll put that first beer, like, underneath their seat.
Yeah, they'll stash them.
They'll stash them.
Yeah,
bro, it was so crazy to see. And mind you, this time the Redskins or football team, whatever, they were terrible. But still, you know, that activity, liquor's bad, bro. I'm not drinking for the rest of the year. It's a beautiful thing. Well, not until
that's like a week.
No, I'm not drinking until March.
Till March.
What are we doing for New Year's? What are your plans, by the way?
I'm gonna play the crib, man.
I'm in the streets.
I'm gonna play the crib.
Where you at, Rome? You spinning somewhere?
Capo.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was an easy play to make. So
I might slide by this.
Darling Nikki?
This.
No, darling Nikki. We're having a big meeting tomorrow night, actually. So
I might slide by this Studio Sonic party at Maquetto, man.
Big vibes, yeah, big vibes over there.
I might do that, honestly.
Yeah.
With you know, our guy Zay hosting it, you know.
We went to church on Sunday, this past Sunday. Good time. Matthias is playing.
Where was it?
Flash.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I love to see the young, and you know what I mean, I love to see the young, you know, offshoots in Flash now, because Flash for a minute wasn't really rocking, you know what I'm saying? So
okay,
they've come to their senses. I believe the Owl City Club is opening soon.
What's that?
It's the old Marvin.
It's called Owl City Club?
Owl City, something like that. Yeah.
Owl, like the bird?
OWL, Owl Club, Owl City Club, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
They made an announcement on Twitter or Instagram a few weeks ago, and then when I walked by yesterday, they removed all of the, like, posters and all the stuff that had covered the front, and were, like, painting the front meticulously. So it was looking real, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that looks like that could be a move soon. We'll see.
Owl City Club.
Yeah, I'll get the. I
thought that they were trying to move, and this is just what I heard through the grapevine. But I heard that they were trying to reopen Marvin, obviously under a different name, but like not to have anything to like. They don't want it to be anything like what it used to be, as far as like crowd and music and everything.
No, it's definitely not going to be.
Yeah, it's
going to be a completely new situation, a completely new crowd, and I don't think it's going to be able to.
I don't think they want to cater to the same audience.
No, they don't.
Before,
but I think you have to.
Sounds like some racist vibes right there.
I don't think. I don't know if it's racist. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not trying to make it sound. I'm not trying to make it sound like that. You know, take it as you will.
I will say this, and it's not a shot at Owl City or any club, but Washington D.C. and both of you know, and both of you have participated for a long time. Nightlife is successful when you include black money.
100%.
I
don't think they're trying to eliminate.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish. So it's taken correctly. So you have a very few instances where black money isn't significant sponsor of your space, Echo Stage, maybe a handful of other places. But when you really get down to nightlife entertainment in DC and the surrounding area,
Yeah.
Black money, black music plays a significant part in
Hell
that.
yeah.
And so,
100%.
if you're looking to create programming that doesn't necessarily prioritize black music or black money, you better be real strong with your programming. Everything you do better be real next level. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is definitely sneaky link time, guys.
Yeah.
You see how he said yeah?
Yeah.
Sneaky text time, guys. So we'll see what happens. I know what I've heard about the place, and
I haven't really heard much about the place. I just heard.
I got the whole breakdown, so I'll tell you.
We know people working there.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Okay. Episode 191 was a podcast.
We got some things to talk about off air. Make me some notes.
Danish and German reporters comparing Moroccan players hugging their moms to monkeys, or saying they are doing an ISIS salute.
Yeah, I don't know. This was
That's
actually
wild,
tied in with
that's wild.
With our World Cup conversation earlier, man. I don't know if you guys saw some of these headlines across the world, but Morocco, North African country, a Muslim country, made it to the semifinals for the first time in the history of any country from Africa, and it was a very big deal. They took out some power hitters, man. Knocked out Spain. Who else did they beat, man? They beat another big team.
Croatia? No.
Yeah, I think they did beat Croatia, actually.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But I remember the last big win was against Spain. They beat them in penalties. And, man, the European media started going crazy, dog. Like, and there's they've always held one finger up, like it's a sign of like one God, right? Like, there's pictures of Messi doing it all over fucking soccer world, right? And it's he has the same meaning, like, thanks to God, like same sort of thing,
right?
And European media's, I think some reporters in Germany were saying that's a ISIS salute, and then there was another reporter out of Denmark that showed like pictures of this Moroccan teams afterwards hugging their mothers and dancing with their mothers on the field after each win, and he kind of segued to a next topic that they're talking about. So all of this is happening in Danish, right? But he got accused of comparing the Moroccan players and putting up pictures of monkeys hugging their mothers at the same time as he was talking in the same segment when he was talking about the Moroccan players. So some of those people, it's very offensive. But this is nothing new, man. It's the same thing we've been talking about. The French black players are only French when they're winning. When they're not, they're everything else. And so I'm not surprised that white media is doing this. A lot of the big teams, Germany was knocked out in the group stage. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Places like Spain were knocked out. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, the racism really comes out when you see these teams losing, man. And it's just so predictable. Every time it's gonna happen. And sure enough, white motherfuckers don't disappoint you, man. The white media, the right media, the European right media and far right motherfuckers, they don't disappoint at all, man. They come out swinging. So it was just very sad to see that. But I'm predicting that the next World Cup is going to be won by an African country.
I hope so.
And that one's going to be here in the U.S. U.S. Soccer Times, What's a Podcast, live streams coming through during the World Cup 2026.
Is it America or is it just North America?
It's North America. Majority of the cities are here in America, but you have places like Vancouver, Toronto,
Canada, Mexico.
Well, those are the only two places in Canada. I think it's Vancouver and Toronto that are going to have games there. And then in Mexico, I think Monterrey is one place,
Mhm.
and I think there might be one other place, maybe Mexico City. I'm not sure, but the rest of the games are all throughout America, on the
United
East
States.
Coast, Central America. I mean, yeah, Middle America and the West Coast. So for us here, we got games we can go to are going to be in Boston, in New York, well, New Jersey, really, and Philadelphia. Those are going to be our closest games.
So you going to
I'm
all
gonna-
those?
I think you guys should report live from there.
I'm reporting live, dog. I'm gonna go to Toronto.
I'm
I'm going
good
to
on the
Toronto
West
for a
Coast
game.
games.
I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna go to obviously Philadelphia. That could be a quick little trip, like go
The-
and come right back.
The
You know
thing
what I'm saying?
what interests me a lot though is, would these countries act differently in America when there's a different environment, so to speak?
What do you mean?
Who would act different?
Like, are the Danish?
They're gonna be in the building. Believe that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
what I'm saying though is, like, if you're in Philly,
Mhm.
Are you gonna be racist?
yeah, are you gonna be racist when you're in Philly, or are you just gonna be
Sure.
Probably when they get back to the room.
in the streets? So
also-
you're not racist.
Nah, in the streets they're not gonna be crazy.
Maybe
like
not.
That.
Maybe not. And mind you, these were news reporters. These are like educated
No,
motherfuckers who make a lot of
but they're
dough.
talking to somebody. They have an audience.
Yeah,
Was
You
it?
know
Was
what I
this?
mean?
I don't know if you know. Was this like the Fox News of?
I don't know.
What is it you say? The
Den-
Danes?
The
Denmark?
Danish,
Yeah.
Denmark.
But I think honestly, we in our previous conversation, there was when I said there's like 3 countries on this earth that can like get blown up, and we don't need them
we said
anymore.
Denmark was one of them, right?
Yeah, I think it was Norway, Sweden, Finland, and we threw Denmark in there as well. Like I can't even see them on the globe right now. Like they're pointless, man. If you're from Denmark, kick rocks.
Fuck out of here.
Where are they? I don't even see them on the globe. Anyway,
They're gone.
man.
They already disappeared.
Well, you know that's supposed to drop the Earth's temperature a little bit, so we get money. What's the podcast? Episode 191. Hold on, my mother was texting me.
What's mom's talking about?
She sent a Christmas box, and I think there's sweet potato pies in there. So
Oh shit!
she wants to make sure I get those.
Oh,
You better watch out for the doorman.
no
It's a
bullshit.
it's a nice older black woman. She's tight.
Oh,
She always
okay.
looks out for me. I will say that I know we had a sneaker discussion to start the podcast, but the access to sneakers over the past week has been tremendous.
Explain.
Were you able to cop?
Well, let me explain. Right, so Crush did their live raffle
Oh, right.
Tuesday night. If you wanted the what was those? Not the
The
eBay
Concepts Orange SBs.
Concepts, yeah,
Orange
the
Lobsters.
regular box too, right? I think it was
Yeah.
the 120, right? Nike handed out exclusive access today to the Jordan 1s, but it was only big kid sizes.
What Jordan ones?
The Lost and Founds.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There's been more than a few dunks that have dropped recently that you've been able to get off of either sneakers, the Nike store, or like exclusive access again. What was it? Foot Action and JD Sports
Yep.
re-upped the Argons yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, the Argons and another shoe.
How do you find out about all this stuff?
Kellen.
But he's telling you when it's too late, right?
No, he's telling me at like 10:06.
How is he? He's just up on it.
He's up on it, bro. I swear Kellen just be like, yo, here's the link. Like, boom, here's what's going, you know what I mean? He just knows.
Can you tell Kellen to send that in the group chat?
Yeah.
potentially?
Yeah.
Let's go with it, you know.
Let's get Kellen on a group chat.
Let's not.
I was talking me and you.
Yes, so was I. So was I.
Let's get him on a sneaker group chat.
But you know, obviously the unveiling in person of the Nike, let me say this properly, Terraforma was last week in Miami, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, for Basel. That was a lot of first time you could actually like see both shoes together, et cetera, et cetera. And they officially were for sale on Night Sneakers.
Today.
I believe it was
Today.
was it yesterday or today?
Today. They
So
dropped today.
Wednesday today, sold out. Two
Did they sell
colorways.
out?
Two colorways, I believe. Right, the white
Yeah,
and then the brown.
The brown.
Yeah, and I believe it's being hailed as Virgil's first shoe that he designed all by himself. I believe that's what I was
Like an original model.
Yeah, like an original model. Yeah,
Okay.
his first shoe.
Actually, I don't think that's necessarily true because those dunks that he did, there was like
Yeah, but they're still dunks.
No. They were called dunks. They actually looked nothing like
the rubber
dunk.
dunks.
The rubber dunks. Those were a brand new silhouette as well.
Listen, I just know what I read.
Maybe
about
he
it.
didn't.
I read the
Maybe
same
he
thing
didn't
you're saying,
design
Jerome.
that. Maybe he had played a part in it, but maybe he didn't design it all
I
himself.
mean, I don't know. Maybe we just read somebody who reported some wrong information too, because there's always that possibility as well.
That's
I read
also
the same thing Jerome just said, and I thought about it actually just now, and I remembered that those rubber dunks were a new silhouette as well. I don't know, but how do we feel about these terraformers?
If you like them, I love them. You know, personally, I don't know if they're
I
like
think
for
they're
me.
terrible.
Right. Oh wow.
But, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I will never see either one of y'all in them motherfuckers.
Oh, you definitely won't see me in there.
You might see
Nah.
me in the brown
No,
ones on some
nah.
ACG type shit, going
Nah,
hiking
dog.
maybe.
They got a crazy like tongue that looks like a soccer shin guard. They crazy, yo.
Could fold that.
There's people that will wear them, but I can't.
Our guy Lex went after a pair. He hit me up today trying to get a pair, and he ended up getting one.
I mean, Lex is different though.
Yeah, Lex is high
is
fashion.
different.
I get it.
Listen, Lex got something dropping next year. He about to go so crazy.
Oh my god.
Yo,
Lex is
I
different.
talked to Lex 2 days ago.
$1 billion Lex.
$1 billion
Okay.
about to go
Yeah.
crazy.
Lex
Come on
is
the
different.
podcast, Lex. Explain this.
Um,
I actually am not mad at the brown pair. That seems like the more wearable pair out of the two to me. But overall, it's as you said before, it's not for me. Rest in peace to Virgil.
No
Still
doubt.
think you're the greatest. But yeah, this shoe I think was made for somebody else or somebody with a different type of you know what I'm saying, a vibe.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has like his target audience. Like if you wearing head to toe off white, or if you like off white kitted out, you could probably freak these. But that's not my style.
well, I think a lot of this is also his following, like
Yeah.
the people who truly
100%.
believe in Virgil. This is a winter shoe.
Yeah,
This is a Supreme North Face coat.
yeah.
You
I
know
mean,
what
this
I'm
is not
saying?
this is not for me. So
Maybe
to
some
me, it's terrible.
Tremaine
To me.
and some Denim Tears jeans. You know,
Yep.
like a
I'll put it like
Barriers
this.
hoodie.
If I had bread, I would have gotten these just so that I could have had the first pair that he apparently designed on his own.
They probably on the way in the mail, Abdul.
No, not at all. I think y'all give me way too much credit then, or
I think
put me in a position that I'm not in
I
real
think
life.
the interesting thing. So let's piggyback off credit for a minute and sort of seeing what's good is these. It was announced today that the first batch of Adidas 350s will be hitting stores in January.
Mhm.
But
Without
not
Yeezy
without
branding.
Well,
yeah.
that's why I call them Adidas 350s.
Yeah.
We're not even going to bring
Is that
up
the
in-
name they're going with?
Yeah,
Adidas
Yeah, they keep
350.
everything. I mean, it's the same shoe.
It's the Adidas
Right.
350 and it's the Adidas 500,
Yeah.
right?
Are you gonna cop now that Yeezy's not affiliated?
No.
I might just to spite them.
I mean, he fired.
But I don't think they're
go
great
crazy?
shoes at all. I
No,
think
but do you
those
think they're gonna go
350s
crazy?
are terrible.
I think they're terrible too.
They're
I
wild
think that- I
comfortable
think-
though.
They
All
are
boosts
comfortable. You said,
all boosts are comfortable.
yeah, and Roche runs
Fly-
are comfortable. I'm
Yeah,
still
it's
not
like
wearing.
fly knit and boost is
They were
comfortable.
Yeah.
wild comfortable. Nevertheless,
I think they are going to sell. I think that the same people that are buying Yeezys right before he got dropped from Adidas are going to be the same people buying these. And I don't even know if they're going to necessarily even realize that Yeezy is no longer part of it.
let's be honest.
The hype beast won't wear them anymore.
Let's be honest. All it comes down to is good marketing. If
Yeah.
you market the shoe properly, a new dawn, a new era in the chapter of Adidas Boost we introduced the Adidas 350. It's right there. You know what I'm saying?
How do you market this though?
That's what you
It's
do.
the
You just
Adidas
call
350.
It's literally called the
No,
Adidas
I know, but
350.
how do you market it? Like in terms of an ad,
It's a
or
new
what do you do?
dawn. It's a new dawn. It's a new chapter. Adidas and Boost have returned for 2023, introducing the Adidas Boost 350, and you just go crazy.
I'm
They
not.
should,
I don't think I'm fucking with them.
Yeah,
There
should
is
get-
some. There
they
is
should
some
get
Yeezy models I would fuck with.
designer to rock them.
No doubt.
Hire him to get put out for the ad campaign.
I mean, again, like Adidas has really great athletes. Up until Messi, though, I will say that I don't think Adidas had championship winning athletes. Though
Yeah, who are the other athletes?
James Harden,
James
Dame
Harden.
Lillard, Trey Young.
You said who? Kevin Durant. No.
no,
Who did you say after James Harden?
Trey Young.
Oh, Trey Young. Okay.
Yeah, but none of those guys are winning championships. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? That's the thing about Nike has championship winning
Yeah.
athletes, so they need. I said, and obviously I said prior to Messi as well.
Yeah.
Messi
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a champion. And so you know what I mean? Like they need some championship winning athletes, but you know, I think that Adidas is going to be just fine with this Yeezy stuff. They'll put out colorways. They'll re-release that first everything that you haven't been able to touch from Yeezy. Pause.
Yeah.
Out.
You'll be able to get it cracking.
I mean, I think there's some Yeezys that I would fuck with if he's
Like
not
what?
affiliated. I like the. I don't even know which ones they are.
Wave runners.
Nah, hell no. The other one the other one that looks like those, but it's like a different, like the same number, different shoe. Is it 700?
Maybe
The boots, they kind of look a little bit
they
like
look-
hiking boots.
No, they have like a pair that's like white and gray. They look like more like running shoes, white and gray, and they have an all black pair, Vanta or something like that. I don't know what they
I
are.
don't know. Okay.
They're like, I think they're 700s V2 V3. I don't know.
So maybe that's how they market it. They get some of these Adidas athletes to rock them during tunnel
Yeah.
walks and shit like that.
The basketball Yeezys are dope too.
Yeah.
the thing
Those
is,
are
you
all
have
right,
to
actually.
you have to flood people's sort of consciousness, right? You need to find
Yeah.
like Adidas influencers. Really, truthfully, you got to do a commercial with Messi.
Who's
if you
the
do a
Adidas
commercial with
influencer?
Messi, the only
Should we
championship-
become Adidas influencers? Would
No.
we do it? We wouldn't
I'm
sell
not
out
trying,
for the
I'm not
check.
going to try to help bring Yeezys back.
What about for the check?
For the
Nah,
check, I
no.
do it.
I've realized that I'm partial to Nike, so I don't know, man.
I'm partial to Nike too.
But what if we just treat it like a 9 to 5? No, you don't have to love your job, but you can go in there and be like, all right.
I couldn't wear Adidas for the rest, like every day for the rest
No,
of my
nobody's asking you to do that. They're
Yeah.
just saying
For the
hey,
duration of the campaign,
yes.
if you're only wearing Adidas,
And it's not Yeezys, it's Adidas. And if they can allow us to maybe even be like, yo, fuck
All right,
that
let's
dude.
do it. Abdul, set it up. Set it up.
what's it called? Got GQ named the Samba the hottest shoe of the year.
I mean, there we go again, man. This is just
That shit's gonna be in J. Crew like next month.
and
It's
and
just-
I
it's just
love
It's a
Sambas.
different Steve. I think it's a different Steve.
Do you like the short tongue samba or the long tongue samba?
I prefer
Pause.
the short tongues. Pause.
Okay.
Like, look, we were even looking at Sambas tonight, and it was like the sole can be different colors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what Gucci.
One of
did.
my-
All I'm saying is don't have your kid at school wearing the funky color sole. You gotta have the right sole.
you got to
know what
have
I'm
the
saying?
OG pairs for kids.
That's what I was trying to.
The
That's what I
brown
was trying
gum
to
bottom?
tell. That's what I was trying to tell our guy.
the
yeah.
Wales Bonner Sambas are super dope. Remember those? The red ones? I think you guys might have had them in the shop too.
Yeah, I think we had it for a split second.
They
Yeah.
sold out really quick. And
There's definitely an audience.
I didn't
of
even know
people
what the
that wear
fuck Wales
Sambas.
Bonner was.
Yeah.
What I feel like is that they'll be able to move the product just fine. Again, if the marketing is in touch and very tight.
They have the
and
best
new.
marketing already, but just by putting that shit
No.
out.
But
I will say
but they
that,
don't
you
have
know,
a Wyden and Kennedy.
Yeezy is going to do all the marketing they need. He's going to lose his shit on every platform once they drop his shoes out. It's going to be all the market. They're not going to pay
That's
for
true.
any marketing. He's
That's
gonna
What platform?
market it
What
all
platform is
himself
he
for free.
on right now? Though
It doesn't
What's the
matter.
name of that?
Somebody's
What is
somebody's
the
going to be
name of that
around
shit?
him with a camera putting it on their story.
True Social.
True Social, yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I will say the one thing about the Sambas that one of the pairs I really, really wanted and I was unable to get, and I even tried on the website and I tried on a few other platforms, and I'm still watching it on StockX. Is the Iraq Sambas. Sambas. The black pair is fucking beautiful. Short tongue, has Iraq written on it, and it's fully 3M. Man, beautiful shoe. And
Yeah, right there on the Iraq website, $100 sold out. Tough.
Bro, it sold out immediately. Like I was on it. I was trying to cop as it dropped.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out for me.
That's a well-designed shoe. That's a really nice looking shoe.
Yeah, they did it right, man.
What's his name just dropped at Adidas as well too.
Who?
Was it Samba? Oh, Gino. We talked about it last week.
Oh, yes.
Gino Iannucci. Yeah.
Yes. He used to be a former Nike guy.
Nike guy. Yeah. I mean, amazing skater. Best style in skating in a long time. I'm very scared of what Nike's doing with this DNA project. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
No, what's
where
that?
They like talk about old shoes and kind of compare them to current day shoes.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
So today
I've seen some of those discussions with my guy Ian from Dead Stock Coffee's one of the hosts on there, as well as my man Robbie Digital, who works for Nike Archives and Nike DNA. But I didn't see what happened today. What happened?
They just put up that original Reese Forbes dunk. It was a dunk, and they were talking about it a little bit. And I'm just like,
which is the first Reese Forbes? Is it not the denim one?
The tan color one.
The tan
wheat one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, beautiful shoes.
Yeah,
I missed out on them by half a size. I'm still mad to this day.
Should have bought that half size smaller.
I know. I was tripping. I wasn't focused.
That's back when the dunks had the Nike Air in the inner sole. You could pull the sole out and it had a bubble on it.
Probably, yeah. I mean, was that first series or second series?
You're talking about in the insole.
In the insole, it had an AirPod in the heel.
You don't think that exists anymore? I stopped looking, but a lot of the early ones all had that.
Yeah, they don't have it anymore.
Oh wow.
Listen, if anybody the size 11 at a reasonable price, let me know.
What's a reasonable price? Because that's another thing. They're like,
bands.
600. 600 is reasonable.
Retail.
Fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want me to DJ something for you? You want a shout out? Because you're gonna need me before I need you, baby. Okay?
There we go. Yeah.
Shout out to Soul Priorities.
You want an original Yeezy?
Shout out to Soul Priorities. Jerome would be down to do an in-store.
You want to do
Reese Forbes.
You want an original? I'll throw in an original Yeezy concert T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I got like the original joints. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Scooty.
That's some trade bait.
Shout out to Scooty who stole one of mine and tried to be cool, but you know what I'm saying? We won't get into that conversation.
Scooty, give it back, Scooty.
Scooty was also at the Commanders game on Sunday as well.
On the field, right?
He was on the field.
They lost though, so what does it matter?
Yeah, I mean my friend that I went with was very upset. He was claiming the Commanders got robbed and this, that, and the other.
Bro, I'll be honest with you.
I don't know.
Commanders fans are the absolute worst when it comes to football. Like if they win, they're angels. If they lose, they got robbed. Family, nobody.
That's every football team though, dog.
Nobody's out for y'all particularly. Like you lost, but
that's all football fans.
If you want me to DJ an in store, and I'll give y'all one of the two Yeezus concert T-shirts that I have left. Shout out to my man Pete Butter because he was in line with me. We can make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So
he was in line with you for the Reese Forbes?
For the Yeezy T-shirts.
Oh, Pete Butter. Okay. Shout out to Pete Butter, man. I just saw him at Complex Con actually.
Good dude right there, man.
Yeah.
Word. So obviously, I mean, we kind of talked about it. Oh, this 2C Penny 2s. I don't know are they still on the Nike website?
They are, but they're $2, dog, which is
that's what all Nike basketball shoes
I know,
are.
But I just can't get myself to drop 400
I think they were 160 when they dropped.
Yeah, I mean Air Force Ones were $70 and now they're 110.
I just kind of want putting this in there for somebody at Nike to just let us cook on their swoosh account. Let's get that 40 off, man. Please.
How do you feel about the green Jordan 2s that are coming out? You seen those?
Yeah. Oh wait, Jordan 2s.
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh yeah, no, they're clean.
They're clean as shit.
Yeah. They're high though.
They're high.
Yeah.
They're
are you
just
talking
like
about the lows or the high?
No, the highs. The ones that are coming out.
I'm not a big fan of Jordan 2 highs.
Oh, they have so many pair of the black penny 2s. on the Nike
No, they have
website.
every
Yeah,
size.
every size,
Yeah,
all
no,
the
they're
way up
only,
to
they're,
like
on-
18.
they're
If you
sold out
were
of
if you were to
12 and
get
a half.
one, which color would you get of the penny twos, the Stussy penny twos?
I go black.
Black on
I
black,
would
right?
probably buy the black, but I would want to say the green, but I probably wouldn't wear them.
You know what? I was thinking that, and I would do the black and green with shorts
Yeah,
for the summertime. And then I would do the black on black on the wintertime.
I think I mean I would love to say that I could rock the green ones, but I just wouldn't wear them.
You could rock
Like, no, I'm saying it would just be one of those shoes that I just wouldn't wear.
Yeah.
Like I would love to think that I would rock them, but I know if I bought them, I might wear them like twice.
Stussy, holla at me, man. Let me cook on some discounts or something. Or just send over 2 size 9s, please, in the black and as well as the green. I would love that.
You know, I think there's a lot of. I think we also have right here well, I don't know. I know there's some more sneakers to talk about before we hit TV land. Obviously, you know, when we say lobsters are out there for retail, check your local skate shop.
Yeah.
Um,
Yo, they had mad size 9s. I went on the live on Crush's live, and you know they went size by size, as they were pulling out names from the
raffle.
whatever for the raffle, and there were a lot of size 9s, and I just fucking regret not going down there and putting my name down in the raffle. I'm pretty sure I would have won. Pretty fucking sure.
That many 9s.
There was a lot of 9s.
Yeah. They might have some left. You never know.
I should text them right now. Be like, yo.
Because if you don't come pick up your raffle, then that's just a wrap.
It's true.
So if they had that many 9s, you might.
I'm gonna call them.
We're now at the point where we're gonna say, "What is Abdul watching?"
Oh man, you know, we talked about this show months and months ago. I think Jerome might have brought it up actually, but I just started watching it, and I have to say that Southside on HBO Max might be the funniest show on television right now.
Southside.
If you have never seen this show, it's not on regular HBO. You gotta go on the HBO Max app. It's a HBO Max original. And I think this show needs to come to regular HBO, man, because it is so funny. And I think keeping it on HBO Max just is restricting its greatness. And it is fucking hilarious. It's based in the south side of Chicago, and it has to do with 2 friends who work at this rent-to-own store, you know, which rents out anything from microwaves to TVs to lamps to everybody in the whole hood.
Center.
Yes, it's a Rent-A-Center. It's a play on Rent-A-Center.
Yeah.
And and just about life in the south side of Chicago, and it is fucking hilarious. As soon as we get done with this, man, I'm about to go kill the rest of the season because I just started watching it yesterday, and I went through 5 episodes already.
Damn.
30-minute shows. Absolutely. You just cannot stop watching it. So there's that, as well as I'm fully caught up on Yellowstone, the new season, which is a show with Kevin Costner where he plays this millionaire rancher based in Montana, and this season he's become the governor of Montana. And you know, there is one black person in the whole show. Like out of like 4 or 5 seasons of this show, there's only been one black person on the whole show. And watching this show reminds me of how removed America can be from the rest of the world if they choose to be. Like there are people in Montana and Wyoming and wherever the fuck else that literally might not have ever seen a black person ever in their life.
In the flesh, probably not.
Zero encounters with people of color.
I believe that.
It's just mind-boggling to me. and I'm watching this season, and I'm just more Republican vibes this season than any time else.
Wait, what show is this again?
Yellowstone.
Oh, okay. That's the Native American thing in Montana. That show.
Yeah, yeah.
Plotting
So
against like with the white. Okay. I'm
yeah,
yeah.
and past seasons have been cool, but they always have, Montana has a big Native American population, and they do bring that up on the show. But as far as black people go, there's one dude.
Are Native Americans people of color?
Yeah, for sure. They are.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I take that back when I said they don't encounter any other people of color other than Native Americans. Yeah, that's all I got for TV, man. It's Christmas time this weekend. Are we taping next week, or are we taking a week off, or what are we doing?
Might take a week off, man. My hometown Phoenix Suns are here actually Wednesday night.
Should we go?
So, I mean, my tickets are purchased. So.
Oh shit! All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? There's a gang of us that are based in DC but are Phoenix Suns fans. So we make a night of it every year.
I might roll with y'all.
See if you can join the vibes.
It's my birthday next week, man.
Y'all got a box?
Nah, we just no.
Oh no. Every time I've been to the basketball game, I've been in a box.
Nah, we copped the floor tickets. So,
Excuse
Oh, you got floor tickets?
Yeah, we got floors. You know what I'm saying?
Like right on the floor, first row?
Like get tripped
Nah,
to
the floor-
referee.
Oh word.
Oh shit! Okay.
I've done that
Yeah, for
before
sure.
too.
I've never done that. How does it feel? What sneakers are you gonna wear if you're gonna be on the floor? You got to go correct if you're gonna be on the floor where people can see you on TV.
She's gonna
right?
wear the Tom
My Tom
He's
Sachs
gonna
will
wear
be
the
here.
PBS.
My Tom Sachs will
He
be
gonna wear the
here.
Phoenix Suns Sakai's.
Nah. My Tom Sachs, I have them on. You know
Eddie,
I'm
what
saying?
did you wear when you were
Probably some
Courtside.
white on white Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
man?
Tom
I
Sachs,
don't know.
baby.
I've never had that privilege of being on the floor. or
Abdul
being-
wants to like
being courtside.
make the basketball players trip up by looking at his shoes.
I mean, I
if
just
you-
feel like if I'm probably never ever gonna get a chance, I gotta wear something.
It's not
Special
really that.
to-
It's not really that big of a deal. Like you can catch floors for the right price.
Dre the Mayor, can you take me to a game and let me
There you
sit
go.
courtside, please? Come on.
There was a. I haven't watched it yet. I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch it until this weekend when it's like 22 degrees outside.
It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
Yeah. But the Joe Budden Earn Your Leisure episode is now available for your viewing. It's always good to hear Budden tell some very
Bullshit.
hyped up lies. Yeah, it's just kind of.
I was gonna say I can't even listen to that.
But it's good. It's good to hear his perspective.
It's entertaining.
Supposedly, they turned down a $20 million
Sure, buddy.
Spotify deal.
Yeah, of course, because we turned out $20 million deals on a regular.
But
Yeah.
we will, in a positive Joe Budden moment, there's a local artist by the name of Brandon Hill, who is half of No Kings Collective. And
Yeah.
Brandon had an art show. Brandon's from Baltimore. He had an art show in New York City, and Budden picked up one of the pieces at his art show.
Oh wow.
That's dope.
So kudos to Brandon for doing that. And he and I spoke yesterday about trying to bring his show to DC. But the craziest thing that we realize is there aren't any really well-known art galleries in DC, which is just super, super, super interesting.
Is that
You know what I'm
real?
saying? I mean, he's the artist, and I'm a fan of art and art galleries, and
Is there
obviously-
no like art?
I'm not saying
galleries?
I'm not saying there's none. I'm not saying that there's none. What I'm saying is like well known with that represent solid artists, like that are really helping push artists forward.
Yeah.
Brandon as the artist couldn't think of any. I couldn't think of any, especially coming off of seeing what Eric and those guys are doing at Thank
How
You
about
Gallery.
your boy Pierre? He doesn't know about any galleries that's doing shit. I mean, he's an artist.
Nah,
in
he
DC?
works with Smithsonian. He works on, but his mediums are just so varied that it's not like always
Yeah.
gallery stuff. It's like, oh, they can shoot a rap video, they can
Yeah.
shoot a documentary.
No, but
they
I mean, I feel like he's plugged into that culture.
Yeah, he is.
You
He
know,
is. But
and
he is.
I'm sure he could set something up.
My thing was like, and Brandon was saying, he was like, yo, I had to go to New York to show. He said, I couldn't think of anywhere in DC to show that we weren't setting up on our own.
I mean, I
You
think
know
New
what I'm
York's
saying?
probably the better look, anyways. If you're an
But
artist,
in
trying to
general,
show
I
that.
just think I think people try to show DC a lot of love. and in some instances the resources just aren't there. It's not saying that
Yeah.
they can't or won't ever be here,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. So it would be dope if Budden does buy one of his pieces. That would be like super super dope.
Oh, didn't he already buy one or?
He was supposed to be picking it up this upcoming weekend.
dope.
Boy.
So
Listen.
hey
Joe
man,
Budden.
keep your fingers crossed. He turned
Yeah,
down
that's-
20
you're right.
million.
You're right.
Down
20 million.
We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Brandon was telling me some stories about Copycat, which was an amazing artist building in Baltimore. There's actually 4 of them now. I went to many parties at Copycat. New music, there is an Alchemist. New album by the Alchemist. A lot of people's year-end lists have dropped. To me, the best. Let's just do the best 3 albums of 2022.
Okay.
It's going to be King's Disease 3 is number 1.
All right.
Okay.
Number 2 is going to be Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. And number 3 would be Pusha T, It's Almost Dry.
So that's solid.
In that order?
In that order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of.
Speaking of Pusha T, didn't he step down from a position recently?
He said that Ye's not talking to him.
Didn't he say he stepped down from being the president of Good Music?
Because Ye's not talking to him, I believe. Yeah.
No, he said actually, let me see what that XSL thing.
I think he's not speaking to him. I think he's not speaking to him as a result of him stepping down from Good Music.
No, I think it had to do with him not fucking with Ye because of the
That's what I'm
things
saying.
he's been doing.
Right.
And the
he's
things
like
he's been-
stepping down, and Ye's not speaking to him because of it. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Either way, he's no longer the president of Good Music.
Good for him.
But Eddie, what are your top 3 albums of the year?
I mean, I would say Nas, Pusha. I don't know, man. I haven't really been listening to like any albums through and through. Give me a second. I gotta look at my Spotify. But I would definitely say the Nas.
There was a banging Rome Streets album. There was a banging
Griselda dropped some shit too.
Westside Gunn's album was
Westside Gunn's fire. Let me look at my.
There's a lot of good albums this year, but I mean that Nas for me, King's Disease 3 was just so good.
So good.
All right. If Vince Staples is a genius, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not a huge Vince Staples fan, but I see the appeal. I'm just like, it's not, yeah.
That magic is, man, you gotta go to the West Coast and hear that magic in the whip, bro. That thing is
I would say like Bad Bunny's album is probably up there.
Well, I guess we're keeping it hip hop, but if you want to include
That's
Bad
hip-hop.
Bunny, it's derivative, yes. Let's keep it for the English speaking.
Okay. Let me see.
I mean, you named 2 out of 3. It's all good. If you want to throw Bad Bunny, feel free.
I'm looking at this Billboard article that said that has some of Pusha's words in it. At the end of the day, shit is being said today that's beyond disappointing. Pusha said of Ye's ongoing anti-Semitic remarks. Let me see here. This isn't the first time Pusha has spoken out against Ye, who's been spreading hate speech against Jewish people on social media and during interviews in recent months. It's definitely affected me. It's been disappointing, Pusha told the Los Angeles Times in late November. As a black man in America, there's no room for bigotry or hate speech. So yeah, it's been very disappointing. Yeah, man. I'm glad to see he spoke up against this dude, somebody who he was tight with. And I think, at some point you gotta, even people that you were tight with at some point gotta make up their own mind, man. And you gotta separate from people who would like that.
So where does this fit in your top 3 of the year?
Push what album?
What are your top 3 albums of the year?
King's Disease 3, Push in no order. I didn't even think about in order. Do you want me to give it in order?
I do whatever works. No order.
It's Almost Dry, and I like Sean Paul's album Scorcher.
Sleeper. I have not heard that, but maybe I'll give it a
I
shot.
also am. Who else? I want to have an honorable mention for somebody.
I'm looking. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I haven't been listening to that many albums. I guess.
Yeah. I'm starting to get back a little bit into listening to more music though. Like I used to be strictly podcasts, but as of recent, I've been I a few weeks ago I listened to Life After Death while on a jog, and I decided Life After Death is my favorite big album over Ready to Die. I prefer it.
It changes consistently for me.
Yeah, I like. I mean,
Maybe it was because I was.
I
listening
can't
to
pick
it
which
at
one I like better.
5 o'clock in
Now,
the morning.
listen,
I don't
for-
know, but
for-
it hit
for-
different. It hit different on headphones. It's my first
Life
time
After
listening
Death
to it
is a
on-
double album.
Yeah,
and for it
Yeah.
to have so many bangers with that many songs,
Yeah.
that also plays a factor in my
I mean,
decision making.
it's potentially a top 10 album of all time though, because of how
I would
many
say.
songs,
I
right?
would say.
But for 2022, right? So we've got Pusha, we've got Nas.
I got
That
Sean
seems
Paul.
to be, and you got Sean Paul.
Yeah,
Eddie, who'd you
I don't have.
have?
I don't have
You
a third. man.
I have Vince Staples at number 2. There is still Kendrick dropped an album. JID dropped an album. Those have both been critically acclaimed. Rock Marciano dropped an album.
Yep.
Future dropped an album. Drake dropped.
Future's album actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, I had me and Spencer got into it talking about that in Miami because I
you,
just said
you don't like it.
I just didn't connect with it the way he.
I don't
did.
connect with it, but I don't think it's a bad album.
I
Got
just
some
was like,
bangers.
I just was like, I listened to it. It didn't really
The
move.
Drake
me.
21.
I heard Drake 21 was a good album. Or no, sorry. What do you prefer? You prefer Drake 21 over the dance music album? Which one do you like better?
I like
I
the
like-
dance music album.
I
See,
kind of think I might if I
I
haven't
like the 21 album better than the dance.
the joints I've heard, which are like radio joints. I think I prefer the dance music
Oh, really?
version better. Yeah,
The 21 Drake,
21 don't really do it for me. Pause.
he doesn't
but-
do it for me either.
but a lot of people are saying that album is growing on them. Like it
yeah,
takes
it's definitely
time.
growing on me.
It takes time. A lot of people have.
You just
that
got to play it in the
feeling.
background and forget it's on, and it'll
Yeah,
grow on you
we listen to it a lot.
at the shop.
At the shop, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the clean version, but the Freddie Gibbs album
you have
dropped.
to listen to the clean version.
Yo, it gets a little inward heavy at points, like which is cool, but
Not
it's the same way. Like we can't listen
12
to
o'clock
like,
in the afternoon with all white people in the
yeah,
store.
it's like we can't listen to like not a lot of '90s rap in the shop either, because
Mhm.
they just throw the F word around a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that word was just present significantly in '90s rap, and when you're like folding a T-shirt and there's like two guys in the store, and it's like undercover lovers. He's like, oh, Camp Low, like, oh man, what happened? Like, I look at them real quick to see if they look at me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm trying to tell you. So
Yeah.
the only safe group in the
Oh,
'90s you
man.
can listen to is probably like two groups is like Tribe and Outkast, because everybody else was dropping the F word super heavy. It just doesn't look. It's not
The
good for
Far
business.
Side.
Yeah, I mean, I put on the Far Side, and people look at me like I'm an alien. So,
I love the Far Side album.
oh, I mean, I'm gonna say somebody put Khaled's album as a top album. Of the
Come
year.
on, man.
Please,
That's not-
trash. We're gonna
Khaled
end
doesn't even have one verse on his album, yo. It can't be you're like, come on.
We're gonna end the podcast on that. I'm upset. Shout out to my guy, always available. Hashtag She Were Eddie.
Peace, yo.
Don't charge Abdul.
We out.
Jerome Baker III, episode 191. Do remember to listen to What's a Podcast.live for our previous episodes, youtube.com/What's a Podcast for the video episodes. I know we'll get some amazing feedback and comments on this particular podcast. There's a lot of questions we asked. So shout out to everybody who just helps continue the conversations. We did really well with our video last week. I think we have some good video clips to go up this week. Remember, we're on TikTok with the kids now. What's the podcast? IG. And we'll potentially see you next week, maybe a day early.
Yeah,
but
we might take a day off or
happy
come back early or
holidays.
something.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
Hanukkah.
holidays. Well, I just said
Happy
holidays
Kwanzaa.
overall because I don't want to miss
Just
anybody.
whatever you celebrate.
Yeah, celebrate whatever you celebrate.
Yeah.
Stay warm.
Be careful, stay
It's
warm.
dumb cold out there on the east. And
The
yeah,
East is in
man.
the house.
You know what I'm saying? Arizona's the greatest. We're out. Peace.
Peace.